Hello, I'm Beatriz. I'm here in Lima, Peru with Christian. We are going to talk with him because he is the producer of Easy Spanish in Peru. We are going to make him a few questions about his job. Hello, Christian.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm okay.
Nice sunglasses.
Thank you, you too. What was your first question?
Why did you become Easy Languages producer?
I became involved because about a year or so ago, when I was practicing German, I was looking for German learning videos on YouTube, and I came upon the Easy German series, and I thought it was really cool. I became a fan right away, and I love teaching and learning languages, so I wrote to the team to ask if I could be involved for producing Easy Spanish episodes here in Lima, Peru.
Why did you think it was so cool?
Why I think the videos are cool? Because I thought it was a cool new idea about, seeing how people actually spoke versus very automated sounding dialogues that you find in books and in textbooks and in videos online. So I thought it was cool to see how people actually talked in the streets of Germany.
What is your job as an Easy Languages producer?
I am usually behind the scenes filming you as you interview people on the streets, and we walk around different parts of Lima and ask random questions. And then after we film, I get the fun task of syncing the audio with the video and editing for hours and hours, and then transcribing the videos, which you help me with sometimes as well, and then doing the translation, and then finally adding the subtitles so we can send it off to the team in Germany, the Easy Languages team. And then my question, since it was also in the Easy Languages video, my question for you would be, how do you approach people when we interview them on the streets?
Well, it's not easy to approach people while you're walking or while they are walking in the street. What I normally do is I don't ask people if I can make them a question, because normally what they're going to do is they're going to say no most of the time. So what I do is I approach them with the question, and I sort of caught them on guard.
You catch them off guard?
Exactly, off guard. And sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't, sometimes they walk away. But most of the time, it depends where we are. People, if the place where we are, people is nice and open, I don't know, they might answer more than in other places, right? Okay, so what's the basic equipment you need to produce an Easy Languages chapter?
What I use, for example, is just a Canon SX260HS. It's just a small pocket digital camera. It's mainly for taking photos, but it also has a high definition video capability. It films in 1080. You don't need that even. I mean, it's up to you, but I like it because it has a pretty nice wide angle lens and it films in pretty decent quality, I think. I'll try to add like a picture or a description of the camera I'm talking about, but it's just a small little pocket camera. And all I was looking for when I was purchasing a camera, just for my own use, was that it filmed in HD, because I want to just film some personal, like, short films. And then, of course, as Manuel said, audio is definitely just as important, if not more important, especially given the case that we're teaching languages. You have to be able to hear the people clearly, and a lot of videos that you find online, even from really nice looking video, the audio sounds horrible. So I studied audio engineering several years ago, so ever since I studied that, you notice how important audio is for a film and how so many people get it wrong. So the first thing I did when I knew I was going to film these videos was I had a Zoom H4n, which is similar to the H1n, which Manuel also showed in his video, which is this one right here. The Zoom H4n is what you can see in most of the older Easy Spanish videos that we filmed here in Peru. It's the same company, it's from Zoom, but it's a little bit bigger because it has two let's say microphone inputs or instrument inputs as well, besides the 2 condenser microphones which are on top. The Zoom H1 is the same, only it just has the 2 condenser microphones, so they have really good quality microphones and a preamp, which is good for recording good quality, and you get a good stereo recording as well. And that synced up with the video makes for a much better quality product at the end. And it doesn't matter how far away you are from the camera, because right now you wouldn't be able to hear the audio from the camera at all. And sometimes like I'll film Beatriz from maybe like 10 meters away, you know, like 20, 30 feet away. And even though there's no way I can hear her with the camera, I know I can hear her audio from the microphone, and it'll be crystal clear. And then it's just up to me to sync it up, which is a pain in the ass, you know, in the post process, but it has to be done so it looks nice. So
How long do you think it takes you to synchronize the audio, the video, and to edit everything?
For me, I don't know. I guess it depends. Well, of course, it depends on each person's method, but since I'm just using my Canon and I only have a 32 gigabyte memory card, and I don't want to have personally like 20,000 gigabytes of easy Spanish video on my hard drive, I would need like 20 hard drives, and I'll have to buy a hard drive every month. What we do here is I'll film clip by clip. As soon as I see Beatriz approaching someone, I'll start filming right on the go, you know, like Beatriz will give me like a quick sign, like this guy, you know, or that guy over there, and I'll be like, boom, you know, I'm filming. And then that way I have like short, I don't know, it can be 5-second clips if they say no, or it can be like a minute-long clips if they go on for a while. And what I do is we keep the Zoom just going and going, so I'll have like a 30-minute or a 1 hour long audio file. And what I'll do is I use Premiere CS5 on my desktop, and I'll drag all the files onto Premiere, and then I'll lay the audio track, and on top of that I'll put all of the little video clips. So yeah, for me it's kind of a pain because I don't have the luxury of just filming one long video clip and one long audio clip to just sync and that's it. In order to save space and battery life as well on the camera, I'll have at least, I don't know, 30, 60, 90 video clips from random interviews of people saying yes or no, giving short, long answers. And I have to find these clips along the way. And what helps in doing that is looking at the audio wave form, and you can kind of notice where the big chunks are, and you have to just start listening, and you start piecing it together. So yeah, going back to your original question, how long does it take me to edit? To synchronize the audio, it'll take me at least a few hours, like maybe, depending on the length and how many clips we have, 3 to 6 hours. So I'll definitely spread it out over several days. And then after that, as you know, we have to transcribe the video as well, which takes a while. So, and I mainly do that on my own. I'll just have the audio clip on my desktop, and then on my laptop I'll start typing as I hear and just hit space to pause and play and just go over and over again until it's perfect, quote unquote perfect, and then I translate it as I go pretty much. And that's, of course, like Manuel said, after you cut out all of the boring interview parts or all of the answers that don't make sense or just random stuff like that. So in total, the process, I mean, we have lives as well, we work, so I mean, we don't do easy Spanish all day long, but like it'll be spread out over the course of a week or two, depending on how much we have going on in our lives. But probably from beginning to end, the interview process doesn't take us more than an hour or two, if that, because we just go bam, ask like tons of people, as many as we can, and then we choose from that. But once it's in post editing, probably about 10 hours or so, something like that. So,
what would you say is the most difficult thing to do as a producer? I mean, during the editing stuff, what's the most difficult stuff to do?
I think the most tedious part is syncing the audio and the video, because there's a lot of nudging, you know. The nudge tool is like your best friend in Premiere, at least. I'm sure in Final Cut Pro it's pretty similar, but or any other digital audio workstation. But you just have to nudge it along, and you hear like all this echo, and like it sounds like reverb until you get it just right. You line up the sound waves from the video and the audio file, and you finally get it right. But I think that's one of the most difficult parts. The funnest part is choosing, you know, the parts you like the best. And also what's quite tedious is transcribing, translating. It's all kind of tedious, really. I don't know if it's more difficult than others, but I think the most difficult is getting the audio right, because you know, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and you have to be as well, you know, to get the audio synced up, because else, I mean, or else you'll just see the video and the audio won't sync up and it looks horrible, so you can't have that. And then, yeah, the most boring process, I think, is transcribing and translating, because I'm not a fan of translating, because there are always some words, like, you know, we understand exactly what's being said, of course, in English or in Spanish, but then there are some words that are hard to translate exactly and to get the meaning across, so, and sometimes some slang comes across, which is also fun, I think, for our viewers, perhaps, we hope, but at the same time, you can't get the precise meaning in there sometimes, but, yeah.
What do you enjoy the most?
Just going out and interviewing people, and getting to interact with random people that we would never interact with otherwise. Mm-hmm.
And what would you say should be the length of Easy Spanish chapter?
The episodes, same as Easy German, like Manuela said, I would say no longer than 4 or 5, which is really hard, like you said, because I don't get quite as much video as perhaps they were saying they got in Easy German, but we probably get about, at the most, 30 minutes of raw video footage, you know, and that's like after an hour or two of walking around, but filming will have like probably no more than 30 or 40 minutes, but still 30 or 40 minutes, you have to condense that to 3 or 4 minutes, so that's 10 minutes of, you know, per every 10 minutes you have to throw out of every minute that's going to show up, so it's kind of difficult, but it's still a fun process, yeah.
What would you recommend to the people out there who would like to be an Easy Languages producer?
Which reminds me as well, like Manuel was saying, you don't really need so much fancy equipment like he was talking about. I don't have a cool leg bag like he was showing. I just have my backpack, you know, that I use from university and that I still use for traveling. This is where I keep all of my extra batteries. This is where I put my microphone, my camera. I mean, you don't need all that fancy stuff. I mean, it'd be cool to have, I guess, but I don't even have a shoulder mount or anything. I don't have a super cool DSLR camera. I just have my little point and shoot, which with a little post-editing and some creative work, that's all you need. So the question was, where do they need to get started? Like, how would they get started? I guess just the will to want to help others. Like, you know, it's just kind of like karma, the way I see it. You know, I saw a really cool product being offered for free, and, you know, like helping people like me who are trying to learn German or practice German, because my German is very, 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 very basic, but it's still fun to see and hear and practice your listening and see all that good stuff. So yeah, basically that's why, I mean, I saw something really cool offered, and I love helping others as well, and I love learning and teaching languages, like I said earlier. So just a will to participate and to create a semi-decent product that can be used by others. And just a basic camera. I mean, like I said, you don't even need a full, like, high-def, like, 1080 camera or anything like that. As long as, like Manuel said, even, like, with a smartphone nowadays, you can film. But it's super important to at least have something like a Zoom H1, because with bad quality audio, it's going to sound like crap, and that's no good. I mean, especially if you want to hear what the heck they're saying. You can have a $4,000 camcorder, seriously, and $4,000 or $10,000 camera, and if you have bad quality audio, it's going to be shit. So you need to have a good microphone, for sure.
Thank you.